Welcome back, Endgame community. I'm Pierre, here to help you with waiver wires for pitchers heading into Week 6 of the 2022 season. Let's get right to it. Start off with a pretty obvious name. You probably heard that Reid Detmers of the Angels just tossed a no-hitter. Let me tell you, not just throwing his name out there because of that one outing. This is a guy, if you look back at our preseason videos and talking about some sleepers and guys that you should pick up late, I did mention Detmers as a pitcher I really liked, has really good command, has a multi-pitch mix arsenal. This is somebody who did get off to a really slow start, and so there was a lot of worry that maybe he wouldn't stick. Also concerned about innings, being a rookie, being the fact he's with the Angels and they have a 6-man rotation because of Ohtani. So a lot of things kind of conspired to make him not so desirable in fantasy. Well, you probably wish you had him last week. But look, besides this no-hitter, the last couple of outings, he's been getting better and better. His first couple of starts, not so good, but this is just kind of revealing to a lot of people what I've kind of suspected all along. He's going to be a good pitcher in the pros. All right, so the strikeout stuff hasn't quite been there, including in this no-hitter. They only struck out 2, I think, across those 9 innings. So 20 Ks in 31 innings, but he does have the stuff to do that. He's not a low strikeout pitcher. I think he'll be fine in that sense going forward. So, well, the fact is that now he's going to be a hot commodity, but don't feel like you're jumping in a bandwagon. Detmers is a quality pitcher, definitely worth adding in 12-team leagues or deeper. All right, now I'm going to talk about a pitcher I guarantee I did not mention in the offseason and did not think about once this whole draft season. That is Bruce Zimmermann of the Orioles. Look, sometimes good value in fantasy comes from bad teams because no one else is really paying attention. So Zimmermann, it wasn't even a lock to be in the rotation heading into the season. He's kind of outperformed everybody's expectations, maybe even his own. Look, last season, he had a 6.39 xERA, expected earned run average based on StatCast. That's even worse than his actual ERA. So he should have done worse. This is somebody who really has zero fantasy relevance until this season. So maybe it's the new park factor. You know, Baltimore went from the easiest place for right-handed hitters to go deep, and now they moved the fence back, and it's one of the hardest, I believe, third lowest home run factors so far. But look, this is helping out lefties like Zimmermann. Also, the fact is he's adjusted his pitch mix, throwing in a little bit more of the changeup, a little bit less of his four-seam fastball, which is a good thing because his fastball just gets tattooed. So he's only throwing it once in a while, a little bit more of the change, and his slider has been really good. Every other start, 5 out of the 6, he's allowed no more than 5 hits or 2 runs in an outing. That's pretty good. Now, I do recommend grabbing him now if you're going to, because his next start in a couple days is coming against Detroit, and that is a matchup you definitely want to take advantage of in Detroit. All right, we're going to head on to Minnesota for a couple of stops here. Let's start with Josh Winder, who started out in the bullpen, now moved to the rotation. Twins have had a lot of injuries this year, and now it's extending to the pitching staff as well. Sonny Gray's still on the IL. So Winder being used in the rotation, it's worked out pretty well. His 2 starts so far, each have been 6 scoreless innings. That's pretty good. A low walk rate so far. He has looked really good. A guy kind of in his prime still age. So maybe this is someone that we want to start picking up on. We'll see if it lasts. You know, the small sample sizes can be tricky, but so far so good. So go ahead and add Winder if you're looking for some help in the rotation. Now let's get to the bullpen. So in Minnesota, well, it was a lot of confusion because they traded their closer, Taylor Rogers, to the Padres right before the season started. So I did have some suspicions that a guy like Duran could be relevant. Emilio Pagan from the Padres, who does have closing experience, was also in the mix. And it looks like right now the tide is shifting. So the first couple of weeks, Duran did not really do that great, didn't get any save opportunities. But now the rookie, in the past week, has picked up 2 saves. He's got really dominating fastball. He's somebody who has the stuff and the makeup so far to be a closer. He's starting to settle into the role. It could be his for the taking. Again, nothing is for sure here. It's never for sure with closing situations. But I think Duran could be the answer long term. He's only 38% rostered right now across Yahoo. So this is somebody, if you need saves, and who doesn't, that I would go ahead and grab while you can. If you're looking for more of a short-term fix here in the bullpen, I think Rafael Montero is the move. Now, we know Ryan Pressly been on the IL, somebody who has been a reliable closer the last couple years. Thought it would be a really short-term stint, but he's still not back. You wonder if it's going to linger. So far, look, I thought it was going to be Hector Neris who's going to step in. It's been Montero, who was a big disappointment last year when he should have been the closer. And now that the pressure's off and he's on Houston, he's become the guy. He's got 3 saves already, a 0.73 ERA, 0.89 WHIP. It only takes one bad outing for all those numbers to balloon. I get that. And Montero isn't necessarily the safest pick, but man, he sure looks comfortable. Don't be surprised if in a week or two he goes back to being a setup man. But again, Pressly not healing quickly. Injuries always, happen. They can recur. So if you're at least in the mix for some short-term save help, go to Montero. And on that same note, let's look at the fact David Robertson of the Cubs, who nobody expected to be the closer this year, has been the closer and been really good. Now he's on the IL. So Rowan Wick is the man with 2 saves so far, just picked up another one. He's looked really good too, 0.77 ERA. He's also a guy that I was on last year and it didn't pan out, and maybe this is the year. Wick has good stuff. He has that closer stuff. Let's just see if he gets the opportunity. So this could be a short-term fix for you, especially if you have been riding Robertson. But Rowan Wick, not a bad guy to hold just in case. And then here's your weekly prospect pick. Well, everybody's all on George Kirby because he's another Mariners starting pitcher that is called up and has filthy stuff. So the word got out. He already made his first start and was really good. So wish I could have got the word out to you last week before he got called up, but timing is everything, right? So right now, about 60% rostered. If Kirby is still out there, go ahead and just grab him. If nothing else, that's trade bait for you, even if you don't believe in him for whatever reason, but you should. Kirby's a guy who just pounds the strike zone, right? He will not hurt himself with walks. He's somebody who attacks hitters. So far, look, 6 scoreless innings in his debut with 7 strikeouts. This is something to believe in. So if Kirby is out there, do not wait. Grab him first. Use your first waiver priority if you need to. Spend up on Fab because he could be another, just like Logan Gilbert, another young arm that dominates all season long. All right, hopefully that helps you out. Some of my pitching waiver wire pickups heading into week 6 of the season. Good luck, endgame, community. Look, if you have questions, hit us up. Join our Discord. We do have a fantasy baseball channel as well. So join us all season long. And of course, if you're into fantasy football, we're always here drafting, helping you out. We never take a break.